Previously in the cars, speed comes naturally to Sébastien Loeb. So far he's proved the fastest on the Dakar's particular tests. We're getting out of my type of terrain to enter the desert and off-piste areas where we really are newcomers. So it should get a lot more complicated. 2 minutes with the days that are coming? That's not much. Perhaps this is when things will change. The race is tight. Can Petter Hansel be the one to strike? If all we have to do is battle it out between us, that would be a luxury. We're still a young team and we could well have technical problems. Alatir has struggled to match the Peugeot pace, but don't forget about how strong Mini can be. And new boy Hirvonen is ready for the challenge to come.
I think the difficult week is only coming. So far it hasn't been as tough than I was expecting.
After a well-deserved rest day, the scenery would be spectacular for the drivers of the Dakar, as would the day's events. Sébastien Loeb was insisting that the rally would get a lot more complicated as of today, and he was right. The Frenchman and his co-driver Daniel Elena had to deal with the mysteries of navigation. And not only did they get lost, they also got stuck and had to use their arms and shovels in the dunes of Belen. Meanwhile, it wasn't the best of days for his teammate Stefan Petter Hansel. The Frenchman suffered a puncture on the first part of the stage and was then stuck in the dust of Mikko Hirvonen. But he managed to hit back on the second special, finishing third and taking the overall lead again, due to the major upset of his rival Sébastien Loeb. In a rear off-piste, he hit a hole and rolled his car. We stopped, both were getting out the car, they were fine, but the car is pretty damaged. Indeed, the worst had happened for Loeb. The former WRC champion rolled his Peugeot at kilometre 5:10. Peugeot was seriously damaged and required a lot of work from the thankfully uninjured crew. Eventually they were able to carry on, but they reached the finish over an hour adrift. In a car that looked less like a Peugeot, kilometre by kilometre. I'm not used to driving in rivers. I was driving based on what I could see and didn't see that hole. So yeah, I was probably going too quickly. I should have gone elsewhere or slower. Hopes of victory have faded away, that's for sure. I just need to carry on driving and gaining experience. Back to the race and through the canyons or on more open terrain, Gilles de Villiers was more comfortable at first, but he too suffered on the final part of the special, losing 24 minutes and drops down to 7th spot. There's no doubt about it, but Mikko Hirvonen is made for the Dakar. His first appearance on the rally is going beautifully so far. The Finn showed he had what it takes to perform well, even off-piste, capturing 5th spot today. While his teammates were struggling, it was nice and clean for Carlos Sainz. Second until the final 50 Ks, that was the best he could do, though he never stopped pushing. Carlos Sainz in his Peugeot now moves up to 2nd spot overall. That was much more like it for Nasser Al-Attiyah today. The title holder enjoyed his first taste of 3 tough stages. Fastest after the first part of the special, he had some problems in the final dunes, but eventually got his first special of this Dakar, his 25th success. The Qatari moves onto the podium overall, and he's putting the pressure on the Peugeot clan.
Nice to win the stage, you know, when after the rest day and it's off-road and dunes, yeah, but okay. Still, you know, the buggy is really fast in camel grass, but okay. I'm here to fight, you know, I don't care, you know, I will do my best, you know, to win Dakar.
So finally, a Mini takes a stage on this year's rally, and it is Nasser Al-Attiyah who does it, but by just 12 seconds from Carlos Sainz. Stefan Hansel is only 20 seconds further back. Narrow margins there, and in the overall, it is Peter Hansel who takes a 2-minute lead over Sainz. Al-Attiyah still 14 minutes back. In the quads, Sergei Karyakin had a very good start to his day. He was the leader at checkpoint 1. The Russian rider early on was the only one to manage to keep pace with the Patronelli family, but his pace slipped in the second half and he ended the day 5th, dropping to 4th overall. It was back on form today for Alexis Hernandez. The former race leader had dropped to 4th after a bad stage 7. Today he moved back into 3rd overall after finishing 9 minutes shy of the lead. Brian Baragwanath had a great day today, fighting from his 9th place start to take 3rd in time at the end, but he fell foul of another 15-minute penalty, and that dropped him back to 6th. Paperwork and timekeeping have cost the rapid South African dearly. Alejandro Patronelli knows that he's got to control his brother. He gave him some time back this morning, and all day he's been fighting to stay close to him. Tonight in Belém, the 2 Argentinian brothers should be fully in charge of the Dakar, whichever one would win the day. The gap at the beginning of the day was 3 minutes 36 between Marcus Patronelli and his brother. Checkpoint 1, that had shrunk by 1 minute 30. In the afternoon, the youngest of the Patronelli pushed even harder, racing home to record a time 5 minutes faster to take the overall lead.